Hey guys, it's Ivan, and today we have a slightly unusual setup. As you can see, we have two modular cases. One is the ground control standalone sequencer, and another case is our effects rig consisting of Milky Way, Ghost and Golden Master for processing, Total Recall for macro control, and COCKPIT 2 for mixing our audio signals. The idea behind this setup is to show you how you can take advantage of a hybrid setup with a non-modular but MIDI-controlled hardware synthesizer and Eurorack effects to create your own unique sound. I will show you how you can utilize the MIDI on the ground control to play 3 melodic voices and 1 drum kit on the Eurorack 2, and how we can then add effects and character using the Milky Way and Ghost. And as always, we like showing the functionality in the context of modern electronic music, and today we'll reconstruct the track by Aphex Twin called Alberto Balsalm. First of all, let me run you through the setup we have here and how everything is routed. Starting from the ground control, as you can see, we only have one cable connected to it, and it is for the MIDI out to control the Nord. Each track, including the drum track, is controlling independent voices on the Nord, track D for the drum kit, track 1 for the melody, track 2 for the bass, and track 3 for the lead melody. By default, the drum track is sending MIDI on channel 10, and tracks 1 to 3 are set to MIDI channels 1, 2, and 3 respectively. On the Nord, we can set up each of the 4 parts to respond to different MIDI channels. To do this, we'll have to press Shift and MIDI channel, and then we can select part A will be channel 1, part B channel 2, part C channel 3, and part 4 channel 10. So just to show you, we have part number D is our drum track, so we can control it from here. Track number 1 will control part A. Track number 2 will be controlling part C, which is our bassline. And track 3 will control part B, which will be our lead melody. Now that we have the voices set up with the ground control, let's see how we can process them. There are 4 audio outputs on the Nord over here, which we can think of as Group A for parts 1 and 2, and Group B for parts 3 and 4. We also have 2 audio processors in the rack, the Milky Way and the Ghost, so we can process one group through the Milky Way and another one through the Ghost. For this patch, I have mapped out the melody and the lead voice to go through outputs 1, 2 and get processed by Milky Way reverb. So just to show you, this is our melody. And this is our lead, which is also getting processed by Milky Way. The drum track and the bass track will go out from outputs 3 and 4 and get routed into Ghost for some compression, reverb, delay, and filter. The outputs of the Milky Way and Ghost go out to channels number 1 and 2 on the COCKPIT, and the output of the COCKPIT 2 is going through the final stage of compression via the Golden Master, and this way we can glue our sounds and have a stage-ready sound. Additionally, I have set up this Total Recall to act as our macro for transitioning between sections, and I will be using the first channel to close the filter cutoff, and the main advantage of this is that I can always come back to the center position without having to be too precise with our movement of the hand. Now that you understand how the setup works, let's create our sequences. So let's start by programming the drum pattern. I already have the kick pattern pre-recorded so we can keep track of the tempo, and so without further ado, let's start our sequence. On output 8, I have a snare, and I also have 2 hi-hats over here. Now let's record the hi-hat sequence. And let's record the second offbeat hi-hat pattern. Now let's see how we can process it with Ghost to make it sound a little bit more lo-fi and interesting. So let's start the sequence. We have added some compression to the signal. And let's smear it up With the delay, I have a very short time setting. And let's also add some reverb. Now that the drum part is ready, let me show you how you can play and record the melody for this track. It goes like this. So let's record it. The bassline for this track is fairly simple as it follows the main notes of our melody. So it goes like this. Let's start the sequence and record it. Now let's check out the lead melody. It's probably the most complex one, but it's very rewarding once you play it and once you record it. So it goes like this. Without further ado, let's start the sequence and record it. Now that our sequences are ready, let's enjoy the track and play around with it for a bit. What a beautiful patch we have here today, and I think we really nailed the balance between the complexity and flexibility. I love how easy it is to use it, no need to make any complex voice sound, just plug in the MIDI cable and you're ready to go. Spice it up with our state-of-the-art Eurorack effects for extra flavor, and you have a unique sound full of life and emotion. I hope you feel inspired to start mixing Eurorack with normal hardware and are excited to explore this hybrid territory. And as always, if you want to try and play around with this track at home, the project files for the ground control will be attached in the description. Load it up on your SD card and you're ready to go. I think that's all for this video. Have a great day, have fun making music, and we'll see you next time.